Welcome back to Every Woman. Citizenship is something most of us take for granted. But in most countries in the Middle East and North Africa, women marrying foreign nationals can face huge legal problems because they can't pass their nationality onto their husbands or their children. But there is change in the air. Earlier this year, Morocco became the latest country to change the law, following in the footsteps of Egypt and Algeria. In all three countries, women can now pass their nationality onto their children. But is it actually making a difference? Well, Lina Abu Habib is the director of the Collective for Research and Training on Development Action, and she joins us now from Morocco. Lina, first of all, what this law is actually saying is that in most of the Arab world, only men can pass their nationality on to their wives and children.
Indeed, I think this is one of the cases of a very straightforward discriminatory laws, which simply says men from this country can marry whomever they want and pass on their nationality to their spouses and their children, and women cannot. It's not even indirect. It's a very blatant, direct form of discrimination against women citizens in most of the Arab world, unfortunately.
And what does that mean for men living in their wives' countries and for children?
Well, it simply means that they are foreigners, and it simply means that they have no right, and it simply means that they are there as temporary guests, that they cannot access the rights that they should have have access to had they been nationals of this country. And in this case, we are talking about their basic entitlements as citizens: entitlement to education, entitlement to health, entitlement to employment, entitlement to free mobility in this country.
Lina, just stay with us because we're going to take a closer look at this very subject. Nahida Bittar is Lebanese. She met her Egyptian husband in a restaurant where he was a cook, and they eloped. Every Woman's Naila Khoury visited Nahida in her home outside Beirut.
We got married and had 2 kids. My son's 14 and a half and my daughter's 13. They both live with me. When my daughter was 2, my husband and I divorced. The children stayed with me. I didn't know they wouldn't get Lebanese nationality. I didn't think about it. I thought that every child born in Lebanon should get nationality after 10 years. That's what they say. But now every time I ask, they tell me they won't get nationality, even though I'm the one who takes care of them, and he left us. They have issues with their friends. Some of their friends ask, is it true you're not Lebanese? They look at them in a different way, and this bothers them. Their mother's Lebanese, but they're always afraid that their father can take them any time because they're under the age of 18. This is their fear. They don't know their father. What is worse is that I can't get them residency here. They'll need residency in the future if they want to go to college. They have no healthcare and no social security. Even if I'm working and I have social security, they're not entitled to it. I'm responsible for my children. Isn't it sad that they're insulted like this? They're being snubbed. Is it their fault that their father didn't turn out to be a good man? Why don't they get their mother's nationality when they're living with her? I feel like I'm not able to give them anything.
Lina, that's a really shocking story there in Lebanon. Is that story a common one there?
It is, I'm afraid it is indeed. And as I was saying, the women who face problem with their spouses, their situation is even much worse. And I'm afraid it's really a classic. Nahida's case is really a classical case. Lebanese women marrying non-Lebanese cannot pass on their citizenship.
Okay, well, what about countries where the law has changed? Morocco, for example, is the latest country to allow women to pass nationality onto their children. Has that made a big difference?
For us, for all of us involved in this campaign, yes, indeed, this has been a positive change in Morocco, but it's again for all Arab women, because it's telling you that if you want to, if you have political will, you can actually address positively demands coming from women citizens, demands coming from civil society, from women organizations. And we need to start finally be serious when we talk about all citizens being equal. So far, in most Arab states, citizens are not equal. Women are not equal to men, and the main case in point is the archaic citizenship laws.
Well, Lena, we wish you the very best of luck with your campaign. Thank you very much indeed for talking to us about it. Jashwantiben Popat is an 80-year-old grandmother. She's also a pretty amazing woman. With just $3 in her pocket, she founded Lijjat Papad, a cooperative selling poppadoms, the crispy Indian bread eaten with curry. Now, it's a global brand name and employs 42,000 women across India. But the original aim of the organisation remains empowering women to work for themselves.
Satyabhama started rolling poppadoms after her husband lost his job and stopped supporting the family.
For any other job, I will have to leave the home. But I can do this while staying at home.
Every day, Satyabhama and her daughter roll poppadoms for 4 to 5 hours in their house, making around $10 a day. A small amount for some, this has made a huge difference in her life.
My son got education, I got my daughter married, I decorated my house.
She comes to this branch of Lijjat Papad in Mumbai every day to deliver the poppadoms they have rolled the day before. The idea of making a women's poppadoms cooperative was born almost 50 years ago, when Jaswantiben and her 7 friends, all housewives, got together.
We wanted to do some work. Kids would go to school and our husbands would go to their offices. Then we thought, but what business? Poppadom making was the first thing that came to our mind.
With no formal education, their kitchen skills seemed their most marketable asset.
We started this business with only $3 of capital. We got some lentils, spices, and needed some dough.
The first day, the 7 members made 120 poppadoms. Today, more than 40,000 women roll around 19 million poppadoms every day. Lijjat, meaning tasty, has become a brand name in India. Women get paid cash after delivering the poppadoms. Accounts are settled on a daily basis. It is 5 a.m. in Mumbai, and after a morning prayer for different religions, the poppadom making starts.
First of all, the flour and spices are mixed and the dough is kneaded. The kneaded dough is weighed and given to women who gather here.
The women take the dough away and head to their homes to roll the poppadoms.
There is no discrimination. We do not ask about religion or family.
There is no retirement age and women can work here as long as they want or whenever they want.
After my kids grew up, we were short of cash. I came here and started rolling papadums to give a helping hand to my husband.
Sometimes economic need and sometimes personal grief makes these women think about joining Lijjat. Pushpa's husband left her after marrying another woman. When she came to Lijjat Papad, she had lost everything. After coming here, she was able to stand on her feet with the help from other Lijjat sisters and some words of wisdom.
Suffering is part of life, however rich one may become. Pain still remains part of life, but work takes care of all kinds of stress. One must work.
Today, Pushpa is a senior member of the Lijjat family and travels all over India and helps other women.
I visit other cities and teach women how to roll papadums.
Lijjat Papad's turnover is more than $50 million.
The profit is equally distributed between all women.
If it would have been a private business, Jaswanti Ben could have been a millionaire.
No. I don't want to be a millionaire. All these sisters are mine, and if they can stand on their 2 feet, I will be really happy.
For many of the Lijjat ladies, Jaswanti Ben's hard work has given them a ray of hope and has made their lives worth living.
The original Spice Girls, I think. And that's it for this week. But before I go, I want to thank you for your great response to Rebecca Lipkin's Cancer Diary that we began showing in last week's programme. There's now an online discussion on the Your Views section of the Al Jazeera website where you can share your stories with us. Or you can make a video comment via YouTube. Just go to our website at aljazeera.net/English, click on Programmes, then Every Woman to find out more. On next week's programme, we revisit some of the remarkable women we've reported on who defy convention and change opinions. But for now, from me and all the team here, bye-bye.